As soon as I start streaming, I immediately had to yawn. Now it's like a Pavlovian thing. Very, very clearly. It's some kind of thing now where when I start streaming, I'm going to have to yawn. That really is stupid, but that's okay. Okay, I've now posted, I believe, in every single friggin' place I can that I am streaming. So now I can put my phone down and concentrate on the task at hand. Going to be a shorter stream tonight, just want everybody up front. Probably around, well, nobody's here, so I don't know who I'm telling this to. There's nobody here. I'm saying this to myself. Oh well. That's the way it goes. That's fine. But since nobody's here yet, and I always wait an obligatory 5 minutes or so, I'm going to move my keyboard so that it's out of the way. Might as well do that now. And I'll move my little wrist pad thing. Keyboard wrist pad here. Oh, my iPad was about to go to sleep. I'm kind of curious if the Twitch software updated because it was doing something really weird when I started up. Not necessarily weird bad, just weird that it usually doesn't do. So we'll see what we're in for tonight because I have no idea. I really don't. So we'll see. But, and like I said, going to be, oh, I just realized oh, wow. I completely forgot. Holy crap. Did I? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I saw a line. Okay. I'm going to fix that anyway once I start. Two software. What software updates? Apple keeps bugging me about this. All right. I'll do it after the stream. I promise. I promise, Apple, I'll do the updates. I know updates are important. It just always tends to be right when I'm in the middle of doing something. So I know I'm going to do them. I'm just not going to do them right now. Okay? I got it, though. I know that there's an update. I'm going to yell it now because nobody's on here watching, so it's okay. I mean, it's not, because I still don't understand why that happens, but whatever. Anyway, I'm going to do a short stream tonight because I have a segment of time, and I'm 99.89% sure that I will not have time to do a stream tomorrow when I normally do. I'm just pretty sure I'm not going to have the time. So, since I have the time now, even if it is a little shorter, I'd rather just do the stream and, at least do a stream. Now, I may do one. We're gonna have to see. Maybe on the weekend. It's just gonna depend on a few things. Maybe. So I'm not committing to that whatsoever. Just something that's possible. So, okay, good. Get the yawns out. Get them out. Get them out now. Nobody's watching. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out. Okay, there we go. I'm confident that'll be the last yawn. Yeah, I'm sure it will be. It will not be. I guarantee it won't be. So wait, now the art thing. Uh-oh, what did I just click? Whoops. Oh, sorry, I just clicked something. Hold on, let me shut this off. There we go. Okay, sorry. I accidentally clicked something that started opening Firefox, and then I don't want to add any possible fuel to a reboot fire. So, not going to attempt that one. All right, now it says there's no viewers. Let's take a look. Oh, well, interesting. Okay, I was going to say, I was curious. So it shows two people that are in account created that are in the chat. But how can that be if if nobody's actually these have got to be bots. These can't possibly be real. I don't believe for a second that. Well, no, apparently no. I take that back. Unless people are able to easily fake badges, this person at least has badges. Okay, I guess I don't get how that works. I really don't. I don't know. I don't understand it. It doesn't matter. I always get hung up on this, and it honestly makes no difference. I don't care if anybody's watching, so I don't know why I get so hung up on it. It's just that it's weird that it's not easier to tell what's going on. All right, one more yawn before we start. Oh, it's a big one. Okay, maybe that means that is actually it. All right, let's do our little transition piece. Let's get into this thing. Here we go. Yeah, I think I have to figure out how to make this not loop. But I'm not going to figure it out right now. That's okay. Oh, I think I accidentally just made it loop. Sorry. Okay, whatever. Let's move over here. I don't know what I did. Okay. So here we are with the skulls and the flowers. So we're going to finish this. I'm pretty confident this piece will be finished tonight on this stream. And what I was thinking I had accidentally done, but in fact did not, was I thought that I had forgotten the line right. Oh, switch to pen. Right here. But I didn't. It's just that it looked a little weird because this looks like it's supposed to be a gap, and it's not. The gap is actually right there. So let's go ahead and fix that by putting just a little bit of a indicator line, like, or not like that, but just something about the teeth. And that way it's very clear that that is not an empty space, but in fact a part of the skull that just looks kind of similar to an empty space. All right, so we'll do a little bit of that. And these lines just convey that very simply because they give a little bit of dimension and depth in here. There, done. That was all I had to do. I had to correct that. Yes, everything. Oh, you know what? I didn't do anything with the... You know what? I'm not going to. The teeth look good. I'm not going to mess with the teeth. Leave them alone. Not everything has to have lines on it. I can leave things alone. All right, let's do... Let's see. So, of course, now because I've yawned so much, that way I'll just be like, yawn again. So you see, I'm hosed, man. This is just the way it's going to be. What are you going to do? All right, so, wait, why is that like that? Is that because of these? No, it's not the masks. So what's doing that? Yeah. Where's the white line coming from? Oh, you know what? Let me do this. Let me give this a background color. Okay, that shows me where things are. Where's that white coming from? Oh, that's literally just white. Okay, got it. I thought that was a mask. It's not. Okay. So this is not it. That's not it. Is it this? Is that what's doing that? Let's see. Hold on. Let me grab the paintbrush. Oh, it is. That is what's doing that. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I got it. So, okay. So what we want to do is I do want to do these white lines outside of this. Thing is, I'm going to run out of room. And you know what? You know what I need to do? Let's see. Let's take a look at our canvas information. What are we looking at layer count-wise? All right, we're good on layers. I know what my problem is here, or what I have to do. So what I need to do is I need to make this thing taller. So we're going to make it a 16. Or, sorry, that's the wrong... No. Don't make it. Go back to 15. Okay, let me just do this. Okay, I think we're good there. I went the wrong way. Okay, so we should be at 15. All right, we're going to make it 22. Let's see what we get there. All right, let's make it 24. Okay. Oh, I should have moved the... That's all right. It'll do it. Okay, I probably gave myself too much space there, but that's all right. We're going to figure this out. So we got to take all this. We got to group it all so that I can move it in a uniform block. Because unlike, say, Photoshop, you can't just select all layers. All right, that's plenty of room. That probably is actually more room than I need, but let's do a quick look at our layer count. Okay, so we lost 10 layers. Fine. I won't need 10 layers. I should not need 10 layers. So let's go ahead and re-expand these. Let's drop this group out. And let's create a new group above this one, or a new layer anyway. And let's see what our size looks like. All right, now this is the tricky bit. I don't know if... Oh, that's because it's a paintbrush. That might be a good size. Let's see how this goes. I'm really not sure how this is going to work. But I do want to have these... I like these lines. I like these lines kind of surrounding the image. You know, now whether that's going to work in my... whether this will be the t-shirt... I don't know. I got to figure this out. But I know I like these lines, so I'm going to put these lines back in. I'm not going to worry too much about them. I just know I like the kind of graphic designness of how they look. You know what I mean? I just like them. Whether they're ultimately going to work very well for... I think the t-shirt design will not have them. I have a hunch these are not going to look good on a t-shirt. I think the bare image itself with the flowers, I think that will look good. This is more something that might be on a sticker or a print. I don't think anybody's actually going to buy any prints of this stuff. So, I don't sell much artwork, which I don't even... doesn't bother me. I never have, so it's fine. But I tend to think like I will, just in case it ever happens. So I like to kind of plan things in a way where it's like, well, if for some reason things pick up and suddenly people are ordering prints, and you really never know. That is the reality of modern life. I've said this, kind of a variation on this, when I say, hey, make sure, if you're a creative person, create your stuff and post it, because you really just don't know. Honestly, I don't know that tomorrow, and if there's no indication this is going to happen, so this is purely just literally a scenario. There's no indication anything like this will ever happen. But there's no indication that somebody like, I don't know. I'm not young anymore, so I don't know who popular people are. So let's just say, no, wait, I was about to say Miley Cyrus, but that just dates me extraordinarily. Who is somebody that's popular right now? Geez, I don't know. Cardi B? Is Cardi B still popular? This is how little I know. I'm freely admitting I don't know anything. But let's say a popular musician or actor or actress or whatever, somebody with some clout. Let's put it like that. I just realized that line is off. Why is that line like that? That has to get fixed. Someone with some pull, with some influence, sees something and suddenly people want to buy stuff. I'd like to have the stuff ready to go. Some people, they never think about, what happens if they actually do somehow gain some traction. I don't know. So I'd rather be ready for it, at least. I don't want people to say, hey, where's a store that we can buy stuff at? And my response is, I'm getting it together. No. I'd rather have a store filled with things that nobody buys on the off chance somebody wants something than not. Especially because you can sell so many things for free. It's not like I don't have any stores anywhere that I pay anything for. They all take a cut of whatever if there are sales. That's fine. That's absolutely fine with me. But if I had to pay for a store, it'd be a different thing. Then I would be more concerned on whether there was going to be actually any traffic to it. But since I don't, my Threadless store is absolutely free and sells basically everything. The only thing that I wish was that I knew of a good overseas equivalent, because I know that Threadless shipping to anywhere but the United States is horrible. I mean, shipping in general. International shipping is expensive. So I do feel bad, because I've had people say, I have had a few people that were international people, and I tell them I'll go here, and they'd be like, yeah, that's ridiculous. So the few times I've actually had some interest in sales, people couldn't buy it because it was too expensive, and that's fine. Okay, I don't want anybody paying $30 to ship something somewhere. When you're paying more to ship something than the thing itself, that there's something wrong, unless it's truly a unique item. If it was some kind of one-of-a-kind print that I had signed, or personalized. Okay, then paying a lot for it makes sense. But if it's something anybody can just buy, no, don't pay a bunch of money for that. So I don't know of any. I'm sure there are. I have to look around, because I don't see any reason. I don't want to be one of those people who just only thinks within the borders of their own country. That's, if somebody somehow, somewhere actually wants my work, I don't want them to feel like they can't have it because they live in a different country. That would bother me. Because like the podcast that I do, we have listeners everywhere. And in fact, I think the majority of our listeners are not in America. I know, I shouldn't say the majority, but there's a good portion that aren't, because I know there's, let's see, I know we have one in, or at least a few, well, there's a bunch in the UK, I know that, but Ireland and Scotland, I know there's a few there. I'm pretty sure we have one in Brazil. When I look at the map, because I don't really get concerned about our download numbers, I know our show's never going to be that big. That's fine. If that bothered me, I would have stopped doing it a long time ago. It's not done in pursuit of numbers or, listeners. It's just not. But, so I don't ever look at the download numbers in terms of the numbers as in, how many numbers do I have? Except occasionally when we get a advertising person that reaches out that I'm actually willing to work with, but we never have enough numbers for them, or at least we're close, I guess, now. But up to now, we have not had enough to justify anybody buying ads on our show, which doesn't bother me either. That's fine. Not like I'm in a rush to advertise, but I wouldn't turn it down if it's not a product that I, despise. You know, some people will sell anything. I won't do that. I'm not gonna necessarily just advertise anything. I mean, whatever. I would always give somebody the chance to explain what their stuff is. But if it's some no name thing that's claiming like to cure cancer or something like that, I'm not selling that because I know that's a scam. So, you know, I was having this discussion, not discussion, but I had messaged Aunt Pruitt over on Hands-On Photography, which is a great show if you've never seen it. Man, I cannot get this thing rounded right. It's bothering me. I can fix it though. Come on. There we go. About ethics in photography, which I'm not a photographer, but I had said one of the things is, you know, you have to have some, because there's this idea that the client is always right. You know, that's kind of like the customer is always right. Same idea. And I said, I know that's the idea, and everybody believes in that. I said, but you know, there's a limit to that. And that's true of any creative medium, I think, because the example I used is, you know, if somebody hired me to do a piece of artwork and said, oh, and I want you to put a swastika in it and I want you to make that a good thing, I'd be like, here's your money back. I'm not doing this. I don't care what the money is. I'm not doing this. You have to have limits on things because there are things that are just simply wrong. And I don't, you know, I know that there's this idea that everybody has their price, but at some point you have to know that you can't really be that way. Because once you open that door, you literally are saying that you can be paid to do anything. And I don't think most people really want to be that. Some people will say that. I wonder how many people actually mean it. Because, you know, you be careful. That's all I'm saying. So, where was I going with that? I have no idea. Oh, as far as advertising on the show. So, you know, if somebody came by, I'll entertain most anything as long as it doesn't seem like it is like I'm not doing crypto or NFTs. I'm not doing it. Those things are scams in my opinion. My opinion only. You can like them if you want. I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do with their life, but I am not an NFT or crypto person. I mean, NFTs seem to have burned themselves out pretty quickly, which is completely unsurprising to me. That's what I expected to happen. And, you know, crypto, I think, it's one of those things where it sounds really neat when somebody describes it. If the right person describes it to you, you sit there and you nod your head and go, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then you actually look at what it is and you go, you know what? That doesn't make any sense. And that's crypto in a nutshell. I mean, I've had long discussions with people. I don't think anybody is necessarily, well, I shouldn't say that. Some are. Most people I don't think are actually nefarious. I think a lot of people have this libertarian super idea of what crypto could be, this free currency that's unregulated and free and allows people to just do what they want with their currency. And again, that sounds really good when you hear somebody talk about the idea of, you know, free currency and all this type of thing and currency without restrictions and regulations. Sounds really good. Then you actually get into the mechanics of it and you see how much of it is really just scam stuff. And the fact that when you have a currency without regulation, don't get me wrong, regulations can be overbearing and they can be really annoying and they can often be stupidly designed or designed in such a way where they didn't anticipate how wrong things could go. Absolutely the case. But they also tend to come with some type of legal shielding so that, you know, because there are famous examples of NFT and crypto where people have lost a ton of money and then they go running to somebody to help them, and the person they run to says, yeah, you don't have any legal help available, man. You rolled the dice on something that has no oversight. And when it went wrong, you came and expected somebody to help you with some oversight. It doesn't exist. And that's ultimately where it falls apart, because as much as people like to hate on regulations and government and all the rest of it, it does serve a purpose when it is administered correctly. Now, of course, that last bit is the important part, because there is no doubt about it, lots of problems with the way that government functions and the way that things are done. And I'm certainly not arguing that the system is perfect the way that it is, but I think people who genuinely believe there should be no system at all don't really know what they're saying. They don't really understand what that might mean. Anyway, I don't want to get into a big political thing here. That's more that was an offshoot of my thing about I won't sell crypto or NFTs. I won't do it. I won't will not be something I would ever advertise on my show. Others are doing it, and I'm sure they're making money at it. Good for them. It ain't gonna be me. So, but I do like to have my store ready to go on the off chance that for some reason people want to buy my stuff. That was where I started this entire long ranting, rambling, nothing talk. My TED Talk, which is completely the opposite of a TED Talk because it's unfocused and doesn't have a point. All right. You know what I want to do? Because I did say this was going to be a short stream. I'm going to finish these lines out. I don't know that there's much value in you watching me make these lines, whereas I do want to put some color into the flowers. I think that might be a better use of the stream's time. I do think these lines are going to look good when they're done, but I don't know that it's really all that exciting to watch me make them. So I think it would be more interesting is to do the color stuff and just round that out. Those ends get really bulbous with the way these pens are. At some point I'll get a handle on how to stop that from happening, but I haven't worked it out yet. That's okay. But yeah, I'll put some color into this thing. I'm just going to leave that like that for now. I'll come back and fix the ends, because inevitably when I try to do them on the first pass, they don't work right. So it's better just leave a little gap, come back to them. Yep, see, like that one, wrong. Tell it right, wrong. So rather than waste the time on just trying to fix them when I know I'm not going to get them right, I'll just put them in, I'll put the general lines in, and then come back and do it later. Because again, don't think that's all that fun to watch on a stream. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what people enjoy watching on streams. I really don't, because I don't watch very many myself. I don't watch much stuff on Twitch. Occasionally, I'm not going to say I never do, but it's rare. It really is. I don't view many things on Twitch. That is one of those things that kind of it's never really caught on for me. I mean, that's one of many things, so that certainly shouldn't be taken to mean anything. I don't get TikTok either. I mean, I know what it is. I get the idea of it, but I've looked at a few and they've been funny, but I hear people talk about spending hours just scrolling through them. Or through the app, I guess. And I cannot imagine I'd ever do that. There's nothing I've ever seen that's that fascinating. And that's kind of in general for a lot of things. I'm the same way with YouTube. I don't spend hours, I mean, unless I'm watching a very long form video. I have watched videos that are a couple of hours long over, multiple viewings, but I don't sit on YouTube for long either. I kind of like to know what I'm watching and have an idea going in of what my plan is. The closest I come to something like that where I realize, wow, I've just been scrolling through this thing for an hour and I haven't actually really watched anything is Netflix. And I'm better about that than I used to be, but I used to sit there and like, yeah, I'm going to watch something on Netflix, and then, and it's like a joke. It's a meme almost at this point, the whole scrolling forever and not picking anything. Yeah, I've done that. I'm not going to pretend I haven't. I've done that. And then felt really stupid when it was 40 minutes later and I haven't done anything. So yes, that has happened. All right, so let's do some color. Let's turn the white background back on. Well, it's a little smaller. Ooh, you know what? That square doesn't look bad like that. Huh. Interesting. That's kind of unintentional, but I'm kind of liking the rectangle thing, like being unside, or as a back thing. That's not terrible. Interesting. It really occurred to me to do something like that, but it's not the worst idea. Kind of slim that a little bit. And then center. Where's the center? There's the center. It's interesting. Where's the center? There it is. Hold on, let me get the true center here. It's that. That's not bad looking. I don't hate that. I don't know if it's going to stay, but I don't hate it at the moment, and that's something. So, it may change color. I don't know if it'll stay white, but all right. Let's get the white areas filled in that are not the lines. So we'll do the general white areas. I was thinking of making the skulls be a non-white color, but I think I'm going to stick with white on them. I just kind of like, because I do a lot of off-white with stuff. I may do some shading on them, so some of these, but I don't know. I kind of like the simplicity of the line skulls. I don't know if I want to mess with them too much. I really don't. I think I kind of want them the way they are. I could change that, in an hour, but right now I think I kind of like them the way that they are. So, uh, yeah, I think I'm going to stick with them that way. So I'm going to fill these in. That's a flower, so we'll stay away from the flowers for now because I'm going to make the flowers all have colors. Kind of like pastel-y colors, which I don't normally do. I am not a pastel person by and large, so this will be a little unusual for me in that regard because I don't do pastels. But I think I'm going to do those for the flowers. I'm going to make them kind of lighter colors. There's something on my iPad screen, like a little piece of dust or something keeps getting caught on my finger. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, just for something a little different. Not everything has to be the normal kind of harsh, flat colors that I do. Oops. So we'll see. But that's my plan. It's kind of, I don't know what colors exactly, but definitely going to go for lighter colors. And that might actually be a good, if I do a strong rectangle color background, that might be even a better reason to use lighter pastel-y colors, because then the bold background will have a little bit more of a unique look to it. Maybe. We'll see. In the meantime, let's just get the white edges in here, the white seams, and then I will go in and get a bigger brush to do the rest of it. So let me just get through here. Now there's definitely something on my screen. Hold on, let me grab a cloth. Let me just wipe this thing off because it's bugging me. I keep hitting it with my finger. Okay, that should do it. Yep, it's gone now. Sometimes things, your finger just makes them kind of move around and doesn't actually take them off. So, I don't know if the microphone will pick up my dog snoring, but she is getting louder. So you may hear my dog snoring in the background. If you do not be alarmed. It's just my dog taking a nap. Because she's had a very exhausting day of having people visit her at work. Not my work. Can't bring dogs to my work, but my wife can. Helps when your dad owns the place that you work in. Tends to have a more lax pet policy. So, and honestly, if I brought my dog to my work, nobody would get any work done. So in fairness, I understand it. Nobody would want to work when there's a sweet doggy around. Whereas at my wife's work, they're not always seeing her, whereas my dog would be with me all the time at my job, and people would see her, and it would be distracting. Because she is a sweet dog, and she loves people, so it's not like I could pretend or act like she would not want to go towards every single person who looked at her, because she would. Okay, let's jack that paintbrush way up, so we can do much wider, or much more paint at once. Digital paint, of course, not real paint. Fill all this in. Especially those, got to be careful with these small spots. They're easy to miss. There we are. Okay. And move that around there. Okay. Yep. So I think the white areas are just about done. Now, I could always recolor these later if I do feel like making them an off-white bone color or something like that. But right now, I'm just going to stick with the simple white. I think it looks good. Let's drop that down. So I've got a lower thing. I'm going to switch back to this brush. All right, now, I already know I want like a pastel-y, something like that. That's one flower will absolutely be that color. So let's go ahead and make it different layer, of course. Let's make it this flower. Okay, well, you know what? I can paintbrush a lot of this. And then I think I am going to make the lined areas, those accent parts, darker. So they will be the same color, but I will fill in the shadows. Unlike the bones, where I'm going to leave the line work very plain and not do... I don't think I'm going to do any shading on the line work on the skulls. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to leave them. But the flowers, I will. And then those middle parts, these have a name, this thing here. I can't remember what it's called, like an epistle or something like that. I don't remember. Whatever it's called. Maybe different flowers, they're called different things. Whatever it is, That will get color as well, its own color, which will probably be, they'll probably all have the same color for that, because I think flowers, even with flowers that have different colors, many of them have those particular parts of them are the same color. Which in this case will be like a maroon, because I'm pretty sure, I remember that the flowers I'm basing these on had like a maroonish color. Okay, I did go in there. I couldn't tell if I did this on top of the white or under the white. I've done it both ways, so I don't know. I don't tend to have a standard approach for that stuff. All I know is I always put stuff under black. So black is kind of the overriding color on everything. Just makes it easy, because usually black is filling in dark areas and that type of thing. So if I just make it on top of everything, it makes it easy to know what I'm filling in. But white I have both put on top of and up. I just saw that. Missed a spot of white. That filled in. There we go. And back to our lavender. Would that be the color this would be described as? A lavender? I guess. Oh, I went outside the flower line. Let's fix that. Let's not start going out of the lines immediately, everyone. Oh, I certainly have a tendency to do that. The thing hasn't crashed yet. That's good too. Like I said, I don't know if Twitch updated, but it seemed like it was doing something a little bit different. So, but then I thought, oh yeah, you know what? Because I think before anybody joined the stream, I was talking about, oh, the Mac wants me to update. Maybe that'll fix something. Maybe that's tied into this weird rebooting issue I'm having. I mean, I shouldn't say it like that. It doesn't happen every time. Although, you know, it might, for all I know, happen if I do the right thing every time. I have not identified a behavior that would serve as a root cause of any type. So who knows? You know, I always am an idiot when I say, oh yeah, this piece is going to be finished on this stream. That's almost a kiss of death, because it's not going to be finished. I can tell just looking at the time. I'm not going to have this thing done. I'll have good portions of it done, but it's not going to be done. I don't know why I even say that. It's like, it's just waited. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to do 2 colors for the flowers. I'm going to do all different ones, because I thought about having each flower be a different color. But I think I'm going to do 2 colors, and then I might do variations on the 2 colors in different designs. So let's do, because I think this is not a bad flower color, this lavender. And I probably will do the inside like this here. That will probably be a lighter color. I don't know if I want to go darker with this, because, you know, part of pastels, they're generally light colors. A lot of them are. So I think I want to go with a lighter color. Plus, a little different from what I usually do. I tend to have, again, very dark and sort of strong colors. So doing something that's a little different than that is probably a good idea. I don't know what other color I'm going to do. I'm not going to do a red. I know that for sure. I don't think I'm going to do a blue, because there aren't a lot of blue flowers, I don't think. I could be wrong. I don't know a lot about flowers, but I don't think there's a lot of them. Not blue like this. Not like a pastel-y blue. I don't think there's a lot of those. But if there are and I find some, I can always shift the color and it's no problem. Maybe I'll do like a yellow. I don't do a lot of yellows. Yellow is not a color I'm generally all that interested in. I was going to say attracted to, but I've seen very nice yellows. In particular, old Vets look really good. Old Corvette cars look really good in yellow. So I shouldn't say I don't find yellow to be a good color. I just find it to be a good color usually in old cars, not necessarily in artwork I do. But that's all the more reason to actually use it. It's because it's not a color I commonly use, so why not do something in that to kind of do something a little different? So shift it like that. Maybe not quite that. Maybe go into major yellow. Something like that. Okay, I'm going to use that color. Let's see. Oof, I don't know if I like that color. Let's see what it looks like if it shifts around a little bit. Yeah, but that's... Oh, no, you know what? Okay, hold on. You know what? Well, that's kind of red, isn't it? That's a blue. I talked to him more. I want to do something that was more... Definitely not green. I don't know. I don't like the blue. Maybe what I need to do is yellow, but with less saturation on it. Make it a little bit more pale. Something like that. God, is that basically the same thing I just had? No, it's not. It's different. You know what? Let's go with it. I can always shift these colors if they really come out looking awful. But you know what? I don't know whether it's actually a bad color for this, or whether I'm reacting to it because I'm not a yellow person. I'm not generally somebody who finds yellow to be, I mean, even orange I like in a lot of things, but not yellow. Yellow is just not a color that I typically gravitate towards. So I don't know if it's just my kind of automatic dislike of the color for a lot of things that's making me think it's not good, or if it's actually just not a good color for this. It's hard for me to say. I'm gonna have to show it to somebody else. I'm gonna show it to my wife and say, does that look like a bad color for a flower? And I'll point out to her so she doesn't think she's hurt my feelings, that I don't care either way. Or what I'll do is maybe after this, I'll look for some yellow flowers. I know a lot of yellow. I know there are yellow flowers, and they tend to be very bright. I don't know if there's ones that are more like this that are. I mean, I'm sure there are. Nature comes in every single friggin' color there is, so there probably are yellow flowers that are kind of like this. But if I can find one, maybe I'll sample the color off it to make it more accurate. Maybe it's because I created this color and it's a little off. But I'm going to stick with it for now. I'm going to stick with this color, at least as a starting point for this, because like I said, I know that I have a tendency to stick with things that I like. So that's why a lot of my stuff is red. There's a lot of red because I love red. So I don't want to give in to the temptation to just use the same stuff all the time. That is creatively not good. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to stick with this color, at least for the... Oh, I thought it disappeared. It did not. That's just the way I moved it. I'm going to stick with the color for now. I'll get some feedback on it and see what others think that are not emotionally invested or antagonistic towards yellow. And I'll see what the consensus is on it. And if any of you want... Well, there's only one of you viewing, apparently. If you want to chime in, go for it. If this is a crappy color, feel free to tell me. Now, I'm not going to change it right away, even if you say it is, because I do want to, as I talk about many times, I like the idea of, all right, I'm going to do something, and then I'm going to walk away from it, and I'll come back and look at it later with kind of a fresh take. So I don't want to, I'm committing to the color for now, because I think it's got a potential to be the color it's got the potential, not a potential. What I think I was going for there was a potentially useful color, but I don't know that I'm necessarily sold on it yet. And like I said, that may end up being a thing where I look at some yellow flowers and realize that I was just a little off on it, and that's why it doesn't quite look right. Or it may be that I just don't like yellow very much, and I'm letting that influence my opinion of the color. Always good to acknowledge your biases in many things in life and understand why you're reacting the way that you are, and determine whether it's something that is justified or not. And right now, I don't know if it is. I don't know that I can say that my dislike of yellow, or this particular yellow, is necessarily well-founded. I could come back and say, wow, that yellow and the pastel, they look really good together. I don't know that I'm going to say that, but I could say that. Now, I said I'm not going to really use red, except for the little pods on these things. I am going to use red on these things. I will probably pull the saturation down, though, because that's very, very bright on a pastel-y color. So let's go ahead and pull the saturation down. Let's do 35. How about 35? There. Better. That's a little bit less intense of color. Yeah, better. Because I want them to stand out. I like red, but I don't want it to feel like it's fighting the color of the actual flower. I think this is a good medium for it. Whoa, what is that line doing there? Is that a color missing thing? Might be. Let's see. Around that layer. Yes, I just missed the color. I was like, oh, did I screw up a line? Didn't think so, but always good to check. Yeah. So they'll all have these reds so that they feel related. Gives another indication that these are all the same color. Or sorry, same type of flower, even though you would probably know that from the shape of the leaves and everything. But just in case, this is a more subtle reminder or way of emphasizing that these are supposed to be related flowers. Nice simple way to do that is you have certain things, common colors, common shapes do it too, but and in fact these do look very similar in their petal shapes or leaf shapes, whatever it's supposed to be. So I'm not too concerned that anybody wouldn't know they're all supposed to be the same type of flower, but this just kind of reinforces the point. So now those are all red. So they look like they're all similar colors, or similar flowers, and in fact, that's what they are. Let's do one more thing before we end. I'm just curious about something. So let's do a layer above, and we'll do my usual thing where I put a little spot, which you can't see yet, and then I will pop the brightness up. 60, I think that's good. Let's see. Let's see how this is going to look. Oops, a little over there. Just got to be careful. Yeah. Gotta be careful on my edges. Not that it really matters. I mean, nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to see those edges. It's one of those times where I'm like, I'm being a little over... What's the word for it? Overly critical of the fact that I'm blurring a line slightly. Nobody but me is going to see that. Okay, well, yes, you'll see that. So hold on. That you will see. So I will get rid of that one. That was, at the end, I think I did that. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good color for this. I think this will work. Yeah. Yeah, this was the color I had kind of in mind right from the beginning for the flowers that I wanted to do. I think when I did my original piece where I did these same kind of flower forms, I think I used a lavenderish color like this as the accent color, but I think then the rest of the flower was white. So I knew I didn't want to do that again, especially because I made the skulls white, so I didn't want to just have a whole bunch of white on the canvas. And like I said, doing this, I think I'm going to be able to play around with that background and actually make it more of a color. We'll see on that. We'll get to that. Is this thing warming up? Hold on. Yeah, it's getting pretty warm. iPad's getting a bit warm. Which is not surprising. That is typically what happens when I'm doing a bunch of stuff on, especially because it's been 41 minutes. Okay, well, I aimed for about a 40-minute stream, and I'm right at about where I wanted to be. I think that's going to be a good accent color. Let's just fill this in, and then I'll bring this stream to a close, I think, especially because the iPad is heating up, so I don't want to stress her out too much. But I think, God, I might even be able to go lighter with it, but so far I like that. That, I think, is going to... Yeah, I think that's going to work. I think that's going to work. I think that'll be a good accent color. Yep. Yep. All right, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do two things. I'm going to very quickly finish these lines because I don't like the idea of leaving those. That's the outer line there. Oh, no, I didn't click on it. There it is. Let's get these lines finished. Just so that it's complete, so we can get a nice look at it completed. Because it'll only take me about a minute. And then I'll wrap up. Because you know what? The stream hasn't crashed. The iPad, as of yet, has not lost its connection. And since my thing rebooted on the last stream, I'd like to have one complete stream in the last week that didn't have a problem. So I'm aiming for that. We'll see if I get there. It could, I mean, my luck, it's going to black screen on me right now. I saw that purple. I see it. I'll fix that right now. I don't think I can really not fix that. There we go. Okay, fixed. Let's go to here. Let's go back to white. All right, and let me do this. Bring that in right there. Okay. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Come on, I'm erasing a reboot and or loss of signal or whatever you want to call it when the iPad decides not to be visible anymore. So I almost feel like it's just on its way, and if I keep screwing around, it's gonna get here. So it's like, all right, come on, guys, let's go. I gotta fix that though. I can't leave that. If I don't notice it later, it'll really irritate me. Okay, got it. Let's go to 47. Okay, come on. One more. Come on. Nope. Go that way. Come on, buddy. Whoops. Come on. It looks weird. We fix that bulge. It's almost like where the ink bled, even though you know there's no ink. Okay, come on. Is that it? Oh, one more there. That might be the last one, so let's just do that. Okay, hold on. Oh, nope, another one. I'm going to keep saying this. I'm going to keep finding them, right? That's how it goes. Okay, let's bring that in there. Yes, okay. Okay, there it is. All right, that's where we're going to leave it, right there. Close. Not done like I anticipated incorrectly, but just realized. Let me fix that. No reason I can't fix this very quickly. It will only take me a minute to just block this in. Okay. Then we'll get a look at it, and then I will wrap this stream up. Okay, come on, come on. There we go. Come on, stay online, baby. Stay with me. Stay with me. Let's bring it in strong and not have any problems. Okay, hold on. Quick look. I think I got everything that time. Yep. Okay. That's where we are. I will probably finish the colors outside of a stream. I want to move on to something new, I think. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But in any event, I think it's looking good. Yet another reason to end the stream while things are looking good. Always a better idea to end the stream when things are working and looking good. We managed to avoid a reboot. We managed to avoid the iPad becoming disconnected for some reason, which is inexplicable. So I am going to take that as a successful stream. And now, just to avoid any possibility the thing reboots even when I'm not drawing, I will thank you all for watching the stream. As I always say, whether you watch it live or watch it later makes no difference to me. Whenever you watch it, however you watch it, I hope you found it entertaining. And I hope it's a little bit inspirational. Not in terms of what I draw or anything like that, but to make you want to go draw something or create something yourself, because I think it's healthy for you. So if you can, go create something. Good mental exercise. Otherwise, thank you for stopping by, and we will see you on the next stream. Take care, everybody.